Hello and welcome to the weather update. We're going to talk about all that rain last night. Some areas got a decent amount, others not as much, and the cold that is coming in to the area tonight. You're starting to feel those temperatures drop. But first, before we do that, let's talk about all that rain that we had overnight last night. So we're going to talk about that first. You can see here on the map, we've got still some freeze watches for the south, and then the lake effect snow warnings for the Great Lakes. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. But for us, you can see temperatures have already dropped down into the 30s, considering where they were earlier. Gusty winds. So let's go look at our precipitation, see how much rainfall has fallen in the past 36 hours about. And you can see not that much on Long Island. We had some steady rain, but only a quarter of an inch, so a lot less. The heavier rain wound up falling to the north and west, and as usual, some areas in New Jersey got over 1.5 inches here of rain. Northern New Jersey here. I don't know if that 3.21 is correct. I don't know if that's correct or not. Most areas, though, didn't get that much rain, except for you can see where the heavier rain wound up going inland in the almost along the Appalachian Mountain chain here. But for us, we didn't really get all that much rain. So getting back to what's going on right now, we're looking at Islip right now, 39 degrees, and west-northwest wind at 13, gusting to 21. And let's go and look at what has changed throughout the day. So earlier it was kind of mild, and you can see we got into the 50s today, mid-50s to be exact, so we were above normal. But then the temperatures started dropping this evening after 7 o'clock. You see we dipped into the 40s, now we're into the 30s, and we're probably not going to even make it out of the 30s tomorrow. So we have quite a chill coming here. And you can see if you look off to the north and the west, you can see temperatures already below freezing in the Hudson Valley. We can all visualize this on the Ventus sky. So if you look at the temperature, you'll see the colder air is off to the north and west. And this is really some cold air up here over. We're going to get a piece of this here. This is some really cold air over the north here. Wisconsin, Illinois, Minnesota. This area. This is the air mass that's coming down. Obviously, it'll moderate somewhat, but by the time it gets here, but that's the kind of cold northern Canadian air that we have. I don't think it's Arctic air. It's probably polar air, but it's going to be pretty cold for sure. Go over here. Let's go look at the highs today. And the highs, we had temperatures mid-50s pretty much across the board for highs, and the lows are probably the current temperatures that we have right now. 39. So just show you what the sky was like today. We had a lot of clouds around, though. When the sun was setting, it was kind of pretty colors there from the sunset. Really nice colors from that sunset. In fact, we go one more here. You should see that sun there. Really, this is, of course, Argyle Lake in the bucolic, perfect little town of Babylon. And this is what it looked like tonight along the lake in another beautiful town in Wansaw. Get those clouds there. A few clouds, but it seems like the clouds have been breaking up tonight. So I kind of took this picture to show you. Now we have mostly clear skies, but I don't know if it's going to stay that way. So first, let's go to our statistics for the day. Because of this cold air outbreak, I will have to do the weather reports at least through Wednesday. Maybe I'll take a break Thursday. But because of the cold air, we have to cover it. So 55 degrees was the high today at Islip. That's 5 degrees above normal. The low 43 is 9 degrees above normal. That puts us 7 degrees above normal. Not a whole lot of rain there. So month to date, we are at 2 inches at Islip. That's still almost an inch of rain below normal. Looking at Central Park, they were also 6 degrees above normal for the day. Only 0.08 inches of rain. This is for the day now, not counting last night, I think. Central Park's a little bit below normal as well with rainfall. So we're still below normal with rainfall. So let's go and look at a little bit below normal, but not as much as we were, obviously. So let's go look at the current radar, and you'll see all that lake effect there. There's a lot of lake effect. You see the bands right now setting up over the just south of Buffalo here. You can see the wind direction is coming in from the west-southwest off the lakes. You can see again, here's another band coming in, making it into places like Watertown. So these bands are affecting upstate. So if we go and we look at some observations here, And we'll go up there and look at some observations in where some of these bands are. Like Watertown, let's see. You can see here visibility. They only have light snow there. Let's see if we can find one where it's got some heavy snow falling. Let's look. We got to look for Buffalo. All right, here's look at these wind gusts, 34 miles an hour. Jeez. So you know that wind chill is going to be pretty cold. All right, let's find Buffalo here. It's easier this map. I hate that shading. It makes it so hard to find things. You can't find the cities. You can't see them. All right, here's Buffalo. So let's go south of Buffalo and see if there are any heavy snow reports. Probably the bands aren't going over the airports, but there's probably some pretty heavy snow in those bands, and maybe even thunder and lightning, perhaps. Sometimes you can have lightning in them as well. So you know what? We're going to go and look at that for a moment as well. So let's go to the lightning map here. I'm just curious. This is the first big lake effect. Yep, there are a couple of lightning strikes right here, south of Dunkirk. So yeah, there is lightning with these bands. Looks like Dunkirk is the area that's really getting hammered right now. Really would like to get a... what just happened? I am sorry for my computer being absolutely off the wall now. This is the result of a poor internet connection is what this is a result of right now. So, what's going on? Let's see. Let's get back to the weather and hazards map here. I can't believe there isn't an observation at Dunkirk. Should be able to get an observation at Dunkirk. Why can't we get an observation around at Dunkirk? It's very hard to find Dunkirk on here. Let's just do this, because that's shading. One thing I'm going to pick on with this thing is this shading is way too much. You can't see the cities. There, that's better. Now I can see the cities. You know, I'm looking for the cities here. We're in Ohio, so you can't even see where we are at. I'm looking for Dunkirk here. There's Dunkirk. So let's see, Dunkirk, 1 mile visibility and light snow. So there could be thunder snow in this area right here. I'm kind of curious. See, south-southwest wind is unusual to have a south-southwest wind, but whatever it is, that's a long fetch over the lakes. That's why the bands are going to be pretty significant for upstate. So this is definitely going to be the biggest snowfall for upstate so far this year, and the coldest air of the season coming toward us. So let's go to the models now, and we'll go over here, and we'll look at our high-pressure system here that's building in. You can see there that high-pressure northwest flow, and you can see there's the northwest flow. The isobar is bringing that northwest flow down. So it's going to be a little more of a westerly flow, so gusty winds tomorrow for sure. Winds let up a little bit on Wednesday, but it's still going to feel pretty chilly. And then once that high starts moving off the coast, Thursday into Friday, that's when we start seeing that southwesterly flow develop, bringing moderate some warming and our next chance for rain, perhaps Friday night into Saturday. All right. Let's go. That pretty much finishes the month of December as far as I'm going to go in this weather update. But let's go to the HRRR. So here's the HRRR. So first of all, you'll note all the snowfall, the lake effect snowfall bands there, right? Some of them we may even have a flurry or two tomorrow. Actually, the HRRR seems to think we might actually have something in the afternoon tomorrow. You can see it's showing a snow shower, perhaps. So we may actually get some snow showers. We may see our first flakes of the season tomorrow with some bitter cold air and probably not as much sunshine as, the Weather Service thinks there's going to be. And then you can see those stray snow showers because you have a lot of instability and lake effect moisture in the air. And for Wednesday, probably won't see the snow showers. We still may see the clouds. So if we look at the sounding here, put it over Long Island, you'll see the issue here. They're pretty much touching. There's, like I said, the lower levels aren't that dry, and because of the really cold temperatures, it's probably going to lead to a lot of stratocumulus formation and possible lake effect as well for tomorrow. All right, and I think the same thing can be said if you're on Jersey as well. Yeah, they're pretty close to each other. So yeah, I expect a decent amount of clouds tomorrow, and again toward the afternoon. noon or afternoon, we have this interesting little snow shower move through that could form. Will it be enough to whiten the ground? Probably not. Let's take a look and see what the total snowfall accumulations are calling for. It actually has us under a trace, so you don't know. But the real action is where the lake effect is upstate. And if we go over the next couple of hours, you can see some areas could get over a foot of snow. Other areas could get 6 to 12 inches of snow along the lakes. You can see right there where those lake effect bands are going to set up. So it's going to be, we've got things, interesting weather. So when the weather's more interesting, and that's when I'll do more weather reports, weather updates, or whatever you want to call them. So let's look at the dew points and wind flow as we go into tomorrow. And you can see the dew points right now are in the 20s. You can see the dew points dip a little more. They're not that low considering the actual air temperature, but they're low. But, I mean, like I said, that's why we have that low-level moisture that's going to, I think, cause some cloudiness for tomorrow. Though it's interesting because when we go to the weather service and you click on the weather service forecast, you'll see it'll say mostly sunny. Sunny, mostly sunny. It will not be mostly sunny tomorrow. I don't know why they're calling for that. I would say more like partly sunny. All right, so going into Wednesday, you can see here we have, again, there's that dry air. But as you get later into Wednesday, you'll notice the winds already start becoming a little more west-southwesterly. All right, so, again, the heart of the cold air is really going to go a little more to the north of us, perhaps, but we're still going to get into some pretty cold air. So let's put the temperatures on the screen here. And you'll see our temperatures tonight drop, and then we go below freezing probably sometime before sunrise. And for tomorrow, with all those clouds around and that wind, we're only going to be in the mid-30s. And you can see those little patches of cooler temperatures. That's where the snow showers are. So, yeah, it's gonna feel like tomorrow will get you in the Christmas mood for sure with the mid-30s. And then tomorrow night, you see, we're not going to drop that much. We're still going to have the wind, so even though we're in a cold air mass, the temperatures probably won't be as cold in the Pine Barrens as they were the other night. We'll probably have lows in the mid to upper 20s. It's still chilly. And then for Wednesday, similar deal with the temperatures, struggling to make it to past the mid to upper 30s. So, yeah, we're only going to be in the 30s. That's almost 15 degrees below normal. So this is going to be pretty chilly air that we're dealing with here. So let's go look at a few more models here. GFS, just to give you an idea here. So, again, here's your dew points and wind flow. And you see there's that drier air. It seems like the heart of the drier air is going a little more to the south. Here's Wednesday. I think that drier air really gets in over Jersey on Wednesday. You can see maybe that's where we'll have the most potential for clear skies. Let me just click a sounding here. Still got some moisture up at 500, so still showing some moisture up at that level, unfortunately. Which sucks because you'd think you'd have some clear skies with this air mass, but it's showing some mid-level moisture this time. But again, the rules that we know and love, they don't apply anymore due to climate change. So anyway, looking at the dew points and wind flow, you can see by Thursday we see a little more of a moderation with the west-southwest wind, so the temperatures will start rising. Here you are Friday with the southwest wind. The air's still relatively dry, but you see that moist air off to the south. That brings us our next chance of rain. And then for the weekend, we may be playing with the stall front off to the south, though it looks like it should be dry, at least for most of the weekend. But as far as sunshine goes, that's a whole nother story. So let's go look at the temperatures here. Here's your temperatures on the GFS, pretty much similar to the HRRR. And then as we get into Thursday, that's when we see our temperatures bump up to near normal. So Thursday, we're going to be below normal the next 2 days, well below normal. Then by Thursday, we'll have near normal temperatures, highs in the upper 40s, and maybe 50 in New Jersey. And then as we go into Friday, that's when we'll start going above normal with high temperatures in the low 50s. And for the weekend, just give you a peek at the weekend, you'll see 40s, but you see they got that stall front around. So that's the problem. If we go look at the rainfall, you'd see that. So our next chance of rain would be, again, Friday night to Saturday, but that front kind of gets hung up, so we don't really have a clear weekend. Probably a lot of clouds around. I know. I'm sick of the clouds. The only clear day we had was Thanksgiving, and that was it. It's ridiculous. So we'll run the cloud model now to show you what I mean. I see a lot of stratocumulus development here. You might start off clear at sunrise, but then the stratocumulus rapidly build up and fill the sky. For Wednesday, it looks like more of a mid-level type of clouds, and then for Thursday, maybe a break before the high clouds come in. But, I mean, there's no clear days in here at all, folks. So Friday, Saturday, nothing. So RGEM, we'll go with the RGEM here. The RGEM will make it look a whole lot better, but sometimes I think this model underdoes the clouds. So you'll see again, it's showing some clouds popping up over Jersey, and then just show some clear skies over Long Island in the middle of the day. I don't think we're going to be that lucky, but if we are, that's good. And then for Wednesday, you'll see more of these mid-level and high-level clouds kind of come into the picture. And then Thursday, we got the warm air advection going on, so we have to watch for the cirrus. So, yeah, I know. It's, you think, well, where do you want to go if you want to have clear sky? Who's going to get it? Well, nobody, really. I mean, maybe New England. But, I mean, if we go back to the GFS here and look at these soundings, and I'll just put this on here. So, again, if we look at the soundings and go to Massachusetts, I think it's going to be the same deal tomorrow. Yeah, the touching. You want to have those lines far apart. Maybe if you're in Virginia, you might have a clear day for Wednesday, perhaps. But forget it. It's not looking great. That's all I'm saying. So the Weather Service is saying mostly sunny. I'm not buying it, and I think we'll have a lot of clouds around tomorrow and some snow flurries, perhaps. So it will at least be an interesting-looking sky, especially if we get the snow flurries, because we usually get the Virgo with that. Lastly, I'll look at the Ventus sky here. Clouds. This is looking at tomorrow. You can see we're just socked in here. So, yeah, it doesn't show much of any breaks at all. And then Wednesday, yeah, we're still socked in. So, this is the Ventus sky model. So, I know. Want a clear sky? Well, I'm sorry. It's hard to get one now, thanks to the climate crisis. So, you have more moisture in the air due to warmer oceans. More moisture, more water vapor means more clouds. It's as simple as that. So keep driving those big trucks, everybody. You're just killing us here. Anyway, thank you, and have a good night.